So many people are running from the discomfort and we're calling it healing. They say that if you trigger me, you're toxic. Dr. Gabor Mate, he says that if you trigger me, you reveal where I still ache. Some of us are letting the internet convince us that if someone cannot save you from yourself, from your sadness, from your depression, they are not your person. But here's a truth that they don't tell you online. Those wounds did not start with your partner, and they won't end with the next one. The echo chambers of the internet are extremely loud right now. Loud with pain, loud with projection, and loud with all of this rage and this hate disguised as self-love. But screaming at your partner to fix a childhood wound, that's not empowerment. That's spiritual bypassing. You heal when you notice the wound when it shows up in your relationships. And you choose to sit with it, not run from it. Because if you don't, you'll just keep searching for someone new and someone who never triggers you. This is really about finding someone who's safe enough for you to finally face the parts of yourself that you've been avoiding. This is what a conscious relationship is. If we don't start teaching this, we're going to start seeing generations of people confuse boundaries with avoidance. They confuse accountability with blame. A lot of people are focusing so much on the outside world and all the injustice, okay? And I've noticed a lot of people comment on my posts bringing up a lot of the external dynamics that I think is very easy for us to maybe disassociate into as a way to essentially justify our own avoidance. If I can always use this external dynamic of injustice or racism or anything that's unjust, right? And this is where Alan Watts talks about selective attention. What does hyper-focusing on all of that serve me? Truly. We know the world is burning out there, but it's also burning in here too. In the spaces where grief has never really been metabolized and love has never been trusted. These wounded, unhealed people that we see all online are not just out here on the internet. They're not just your ex. They're in positions of power. I'm not talking politics right now. I'm talking about that judge that's in your custody case. The therapist that picks sides because they never healed their own wounds. The college professor who undermined your intelligence out of intimidation. The doctors that dismiss your pain. The school principals that let the loudest parent win. And the spouse that weaponizes her vulnerability because no one taught her how to sit with her own. Men do this too. These are all people that are blocking growth all over this world. These are people with clipboards and titles and policies and authority. It's not just how society is. This is a direct result of how unprocessed trauma is being projected in places of leadership. We're out here saying F the system, but we become the system when you haven't done the internal work. And this is why healing is such a radical act. Because every time we